Stories stir the soul.
Stories reveal.
And stories heal.
In this podcast, we will give you an inside look at someone who's had a life-changing breakthrough.
Real people, real stories with real breakthroughs. As a health and wellness expert and coach, and Todd as a men's mentor,
we've seen firsthand what God can do when it comes to a breakthrough. So lean in, listen well. This could be your biggest breakthrough.
hello and welcome to Your Biggest Breakthrough. I'm Wendie Pett.
I'm Todd Isberner.
And
welcome,
if you
Wendie.
are, yes, welcome. If you are watching this podcast today, you'll see that we are in two separate places.
Could be in our house. You're in one room, I'm in the other.
Well, but that's not true. I'm in Florida at a conference, at a health immersion, and you are in our studio.
I'm up in our little studio all by my lonesome, with the exception of Zooming it with you. That's kind of fun, kind of different.
Well, and I did notice that you changed the background a little bit, which needs to be changed anyway, because it's always so busy. But you put the motorcycle up.
Yeah, when you're not here, I put man stuff up behind me, not the girl stuff that you usually have up there when we're doing our podcast.
Oh, you're so funny. Oh,
so
my
I'm
goodness.
tapping into the macho masculine side of me today.
Oh, excellent. I don't know that you need to tap into that very often. It's always
talking
just
like
there.
this. This will get me in the mood.
Well, here's the deal.
What's the deal, honey?
I was reading this morning and I came across the scripture verse of 1 Thessalonians 2:17 through 20 or 17 through 19. And it says, absence has indeed made our hearts grow fonder. Since we have been physically separated from you, my brothers, though never for a moment separated in heart, we have longed all the more to see you. And this is, it's Paul. It's. Do you want to explain the scripture? Because I'm not real good with it.
Not really, no, not really.
Where is that? Thessalonians.
Yeah, on a missionary trip, and he was writing and just letting them all know that even though they couldn't be together, Thessalonica.
Thank you.
Okay. So that's prompted us to talk about what happens when we're absent from each other. Now, this is obviously for those of you who are married, or for those of you who have kids that have gone off to college or whatever, or just, you're an empty nester now, or you're maybe single now and, your relationship isn't together anymore, whatever the case may be, there are times when we're absent from each other and we really feel it. And you can hear in the Apostle Paul just the emotion. He says, our hearts just long for you.
Yeah.
So Wendie has been telling me how her heart has been longing for me during her absence.
Yes.
And we thought maybe we would just talk about what happens when we're absent from each other, besides the fact that our hearts long for each other because we miss each other.
Yeah.
But there are times, I think, when we're not together that
you celebrate, you enjoy.
Yeah.
Well, me too, a little bit. Let's get real.
No, seriously, there are things that we do when we're not together. And there are things that we don't do when we're not together.
Right. Like I have all my clothes just laid out everywhere in the hotel room.
Do you
just
really right now?
Oh yeah, just everywhere. And if you were there with me, I would not have that.
No.
Just because
listen, I got to make a point though, because other people are going to think, oh my gosh, he lives with a slob. No, that's not true. Wendy's very neat. She doesn't have piles of clothes everywhere, just in her closet on the floor, but not everywhere else.
I do not have piles on my floor.
Oh, that's your dirty laundry. Sorry.
That's in a hamper. What are you talking
that's
about?
A hamper. Okay. Yeah. But there are things that occur when people are apart from each other. I mean, you
probably leave the toilet seat up. I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness. How did you know? It's such a joy to not have to worry about that stupid toilet
easier.
seat.
It's the path of least resistance. And that's human nature, actually. And that's the reason I leave my clothes everywhere in the room.
Yeah.
And actually, we've been learning about that a lot here because I'm teaching at this health immersion. And this is year number 10 for me, but we have a speaker here who talks about the pleasure trap. And that's one of the reasons people get trapped into doing things that maybe aren't so great, or they're a little more on the unhealthy side. No, but what I'm saying is it's the path of least resistance. So going through a drive-through restaurant, it's quote unquote easier than actually peeling, prepping, and cutting and making your meals for the week. So we have to understand that that's kind of how we're wired. So you leaving the toilet seat up while I'm gone, it's just easier.
I had the least resistance. Wow.
It's called
that was
energy.
a long.
No, energy conservation is what he was talking about. So it takes more energy to put the toilet seat down.
Not really, it doesn't. It's just,
I know, but
there's a freedom. There's a freedom associated with it. You know, before we were married, I didn't have to worry about the toilet seat in any position at all. I mean, it's one of those things as guys, we have to like consciously remember, oh man.
Thank you. We women appreciate that. I can't believe we're talking about toilet seats, but anyway.
Well, we digress. One of the things I was going to mention is that one of the things that can happen when we are together is that we can become a little bit codependent. I don't mean in a bad way, and I don't necessarily mean in a good way.
Yeah.
I just mean realistically, we start to depend upon. Does somebody else want to jump in on the show here? That's fine.
Yeah, it was Andrea. Yeah. Okay. You want to come and say hello? We're on a podcast doing it live here. You want to come on over? Just say hi. Come on. Come on. It'll make it fun.
Who's Andrea?
It's Tom's wife, Andrea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Andreas, Say hi to Todd.
Yeah. Hi, Todd. How you doing?
She's on the podcast. Great. This is great.
Oh,
you're on your biggest breakthrough.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm so excited.
What's your biggest breakthrough?
Oh dear. I have to think about it. Like,
no, you don't. You've got so many.
My biggest breakthrough, maybe it was like beating you at pickleball.
Oh no, she didn't. You're in trouble.
That is so good. All right. Well, any other little surprise guests?
Oh my goodness. No, did not know that was going to happen.
You are working with a great team down there on that.
They're like family. Yes.
As I was saying.
Yes.
So it is what it is. I hate that expression, but that's a good way to put it. When it comes to dependency or codependency in a marriage or in a relationship, there are some good things that can come from it and some not so good things. But one thing is very apparent. When you are gone and I'm here alone, there's no way I'm going to be dependent upon you, nor you on me.
Right.
And that can be, that's a nice break in some ways.
And yet,
because
when your meals are made and you're dependent.
But now listen, look at my eyes. Look here.
Okay. I'm looking.
Kind of the point I'm going to make, unless another guest pops in, is it's a constant reminder that our true and real and only dependency needs to be in one place only. That's on the Lord Jesus Christ.
Right.
And I don't mean to sound pie in the sky over spiritualizing it, but that's the reality. When there are people around, people that love us and people we love, we have a tendency to lean in sometimes a little bit too much and expect them to do and provide what only God himself wants to provide. So I like the fact that these separations sort of reinforce, okay, where's my dependency? Okay, it's not on Wendie to have to do everything for me, make me feel good.
Thank goodness.
All that stuff. Yeah. I mean, when you're here, of course, that goes without saying. Okay, that's the deal. But when you're gone, it's easier
you can do life on your own fine.
Well, it's easier to become dependent upon the Lord, to have more of an intimacy. Don't you find that when we're not together, you may talk to God more than when we are together?
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind that.
I talk to God all the time. And
that's true. Yes.
Equally as much, probably more so when we're together. Let's get real. No,
come on.
Oh, Lord, help me.
Yeah, those prayers that I'm hearing, Lord, help me.
I think, okay, here's where I think you're getting with this. When you have that, because we spend a lot of time in our prayer chairs together. And when we're alone with the Lord and having that intimate time when we're away from each other and just have that individual time with the Lord, it is a different level and intimacy of spending that time with the Lord. And so I think that's what you're talking about. And
thank you. That is what I'm talking about. Thank you for clarifying that, in case I wasn't clear on that.
Let me tell you what you're telling us.
But I speak like overall every component of life. And you and I work together, not on the same projects all the time, on some we do, but we work in the house together. We have our different areas,
right?
But there's just a presence there all the time. When we're
24/7.
Yeah. When we're gone, there's that awareness that, you're not here. Yeah. I'm not there. And
there is a void though, and yes, while the Lord fills that void, there's still that void of our,
missing each other,
my partner, my soulmate, like there's that void, but it's not like I need you, right? Like we can still operate, like going back to the codependency. There's a lot of people that really are codependent on one another, and as opposed to being codependent with the Lord, where they can't function best if they're away from their spouse or their parent or their sibling or whatever. And then that's where that's anyway, a whole nother conversation, but that's where we got to bring the Lord in, so that you're only codependent with him and him alone.
I think we've made that point.
Okay. Well, let's wrap that one up. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
So we're just, again, we're emphasizing the stuff we do and the stuff we don't do.
I need to know what else you do
when you're not here.
Yeah. What else do you do?
Well, first of all, I have complete and total control over my schedule.
Oh, okay.
Non-interrupted, no interruptions.
Right.
Not that I even mind the interruptions, like when we interact on things, but there's something about having complete, total control over every aspect of your day that keeps you incredibly focused. Like when you're gone, just even if we're just in separate rooms all day here, there's still the awareness of presence. When you're not here, I ram and I jam. I mean, I am so productive. And I think it's because I'm so focused, knowing there will be no distractions, so to speak. And you can be a great distraction. Don't get me wrong. I love most of the time your distractions, but
I'm going to call you out. I'm going to say
focused.
this is an excuse of not being focused when I'm around.
That's right. Yeah, exactly right. I can make an excuse to say, well, I just can't concentrate because Wendy's here. But when she's not here, oh my goodness, get out of the way. No, I become highly productive. And I think, again, it's because I can stay focused, and, there's just not an awareness of your presence in the house.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that I do. I ram and I jam because I'm very focused. I have complete control over my schedule. We both have our daily routines, which I really think is great for everybody to have our daily routine.
Yes.
And we get to change it up. And so that doesn't really change a whole lot since you've been gone. I still stick with my routine. And it's a little harder when you're on the road and in a hotel and all that for you. But we have individual routines.
I'm teaching. So
true.
I'm bringing everyone along in with my routine every morning.
So when you're gone and we're not together, what do you do or don't do?
I guess it depends. It depends on the conference I'm at or where I'm at, if I'm at, visiting family or whatever. But, I probably spend, I'll tell you what I do that I don't do at home. This is terrible. I'm going to tell you. And it's because I'm alone.
You're telling everybody, by the way.
I know, but it's because I'm alone and I'm like, I'm just kind of bored. And I do the very thing that I tell people not to do, but it's when I'm traveling. Yes, I will scroll through Instagram late at night in the bed. Not late at night, but before bed, right? Yeah. Instead of reading or just going right to sleep, I kind of spend about 10, 15 minutes and scroll, and that's in bed. And I never do that at home.
All right. So you're going to make me a promise. You're going to make me a promise today in front of everybody. Tonight, you're going to turn your phone off before
Don't tell me what to do.
Before you, because I love you and I want what's best for you.
Oh,
honey.
Come on.
I'm asking you, not telling you, turn your phone off before you get under the covers tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay.
All right. So other stuff that I do.
That's what I do that I don't necessarily love, but that's okay. What else do you do? I don't know. You probably eat more popcorn when I'm gone or something.
No, I didn't. I've been very good about eating the right way. Yeah.
Do you watch more movies when I'm away?
No, but I do. Here's something that I would do if I weren't such a wonderful husband. That is,
yes, you are.
There's a couple of movies that are sort of lined up in the queue, if you will, that you and I have talked about. One of them in particular. Are you waiting
for me?
I'm waiting. I almost turned it on the other night and said, no, I have to wait for Wendy because she's going to enjoy this movie too, even though it's a guy movie about boxing. I thought I'll sacrifice and I'll not watch the movie, even though there I would down a big tub of popcorn. I'd watch that movie and I'd be getting into it big
What
time.
if I just say, you know what, honey, go ahead and watch that movie?
No, I won't do it.
Why?
Because
I'm really
I
saying
love you
it's
too much.
Okay.
No, I'm saying I'm going to wait because I know you're going to enjoy it too.
All right.
You're going to enjoy
That's
what
really
you're going to
sweet.
enjoy is watching me enjoy that guy movie.
There we go. Exactly.
That's what you're going to enjoy.
That's good.
So it's true though. The absence makes the heart grow fonder. So one of the things I I do is I wonder like how you're doing, what you're doing. Not all the time because I'm ramming and jamming. I'm focused, remember. But on
Right.
occasion, a thought will break into my mind. I wonder what she's doing right now. And wow, I really miss her. And then you know where I go next?
Right back to what you were doing.
No, well, that's true, but not before I think to myself, so I wonder if she's too busy for me.
Oh.
Am I going to hear from her? Will I get a call? Do I have to call her? I can't call her. I don't know her schedule. But so is she going to take time? Maybe like she's so completely absorbed in what she's doing. She don't care. She ain't thinking about me.
You know what? That's interesting because there's been a couple conferences where you've called me and you're like, hey, it's your husband. Remember me?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Hello.
But it's just such a busy, day that I haven't had a chance. And of course, I've thought of you throughout the day.
Well, you just remember that next time.
And you're my husband.
Next time I'm out doing my
who's
thing.
Who's codependent? Wait a minute.
Just remember that when you don't get a call from Toddy Boy, it's because I'm really busy.
Hey, I've called you more on this trip.
Yes, you have.
Right?
Yeah.
Like twice a day.
But I think all that to say,
is that you're
we still carry expectations with us.
Yes, we do. We still
apart. And they can become stronger in terms of, the absence component and like, well, I really miss her. And so,
well, and it's even almost kind of expectations, right?
I just
without
said,
even
hello.
I know, but like without verbalizing them, like we're supposed to know these expectations.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, I know you just said that. I meant, yeah. Okay. Hey, it's been a long few days here at this conference. So, yeah.
What other excuses would you like to make?
I don't know.
You know who had a great marriage because they had a lot of absence where the hearts really grew fonder?
Who's that?
Billy Graham. Because he was out on crusade sometimes for weeks. But
do you know that for a fact?
I do. I know that for a fact.
Okay. All right.
Now, Billy himself didn't tell me that.
Billy?
But people who are in the know
Billy boy
and knew Billy Graham said when he was home like all in. But the absence from being apart just seemed to strengthen the desire to be together.
That's
and
beautiful.
I'd like to think that'd be the truth for us or for anybody who's experiencing some separation from a loved one. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it could be, an empty nester or something that just went sideways in a relationship or whatever. But there can be some real advantages in the process, even while the heart, hurts because of the absence. And in some ways is growing even fonder.
Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Is that making sense?
It is. But then I was kind of thinking, okay, what about people that have been absent from people for a long period of time?
Yeah.
Does it really make the heart fonder, or do you get more hardness around your heart?
Upset.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just kind of like push that relationship out and then be like, oh well, cancel that, whatever.
See, this is where.
So where's that fine line of the absence time frame that I guess it depends on the individual and the strength of the relationship.
I'm thinking about how, we have to guard our hearts. This is what the Bible instructs us. And it comes back to what we started out talking about. In our true and real and only dependency needs to be fully on the Lord.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he knows our hearts. He knows the temptations that can occur for becoming frustrated or having pity parties or any of the other things that go along with feeling like I don't like this absence from my loved one and I'm going to complain about it.
Yeah.
And that likely can be an indicator that you're, again, just codependent and putting too much of yourself and your dependency upon that person instead of upon the Lord. I don't mean to keep hammering that, but I think that's what keeps coming back to me. If we walk every day in the realization that we can trust God, he loves us, he wants us to be dependent upon him, then the other stuff is going to come out pretty easily and pretty well.
I'm thinking a little bit about just a mama's heart, right, with her kids, and how she can become very, because I've been there myself, but kind of dependent on that role that she plays, even, and dependent upon how that relationship is going to look and be and all the things. But when you see yourself through God's eyes instead of just as a mom, and that role there, then it changes because your children are going to grow up and spread their wings and fly away, So if that's where you have your life wrapped up into, and same with a father, right? And that kind of feeling, then you can really be disappointed, kind of feel depressed. I was actually just talking to a woman here at this event that has had some of those kind of feelings. And I'm like, wow, that's a codependency, right? That we can put ourselves in just based on the role that we play in life, whether it's that, parent-child situation, or even maybe it's a partnership, like a coworker kind of partnership, business partners, or whatever it is. It can really take you down a bad spiral if you stay locked into that, as opposed to having that codependency on the Lord. And we keep bringing that home to there. But that's it.
I think we've really made that point.
We've nailed that one in too.
Okay. Oh, right. So,
what's the point of this whole podcast, for real? Like, you really just wanted to see me.
Well, you started out with it because this is the verse that you had, and that is absence. Basically,
makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah. Well, that's not the verse itself,
I know,
but it's kind of the idea behind that. That verse in Thessalonians. And it's a way of just reminding ourselves that, first of all, we do miss each other. It's a healthy missing of each other. There are things that you do when we're apart, things that I do when we're apart that we don't necessarily do when we are together. And so, for example, in terms of outdoor work and that sort of stuff, like I told you about cranking away on my stuff that I do every day, but then I'll pick some outdoor projects and I'll work like crazy on those. However, I stopped myself today and I said, now, wait a second. You're going to go do all that outside work without Wendie here. You're going to go get the power washer. You're going to do all this stuff. You're going to do the yard work, whatnot. Why not wait until she's here?
Why?
Not to get her help, but to get her admiration.
Oh, that's a whole other conversation.
I mean, seriously, I'm just being so vulnerable and transparent with you right now.
That's
telling everybody.
I'm proud of you. Wow, to even say this.
Well, I sort of selfishly waited because I'm thinking I'd really like Wendie to see me out there. Yeah, I do. I want the attaboy. I want you to see me out there grunting, sweating, toiling, and you're thinking, oh, he is my man. Look at him taking care of everything. Yeah. Wow. So I think I'm going to wait.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat. That's fine.
I might even wear a tool belt while I'm doing all of that.
Okay. Now that I do like. That I do like. So yeah, you just wear that tool belt.
Oh man. All right. So I think probably we have nowhere else to go with this.
We really had nowhere to go to begin with, except for we miss each other, and how do you make it work when you're away? And we just kind of told you, don't be codependent, just on the Lord.
Yeah. And so just like one last
could have wrapped this thing up in about 2 minutes.
I know, but just one last thing I just want to mention, because there might be somebody listening who's thinking, I wish I had that problem. I haven't been with somebody for a long, long time, maybe divorced, or there's a death that occurred, or for whatever reason, you don't have that experience because you don't have someone in your life. So our heart goes out to you. In fact, we have a very close friend who just lost somebody in their life, and they were very, very tightly bonded. And this is going to be a painful experience, going through the process of the absence being permanent. And yet, when we have faith, and we have trust, and we open up ourselves to God, I think he can make up, I know he can make up the difference. He can fill those voids. He can fill the vacuum with himself in ways that we cannot imagine, because he's God, and he's that kind of a lover. So just a word of encouragement that if you don't have, absence making the heart grow fonder because you've been absent permanently, God is there.
Amen. That's beautiful.
He'll fill the void.
What a way to wrap this up. That's so good. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Your Biggest Breakthrough. We just thought we'd try this new thing, being apart, but yet doing a podcast together. So hope you enjoyed the banter back and forth, but hopefully you were also inspired and encouraged as well. So Todd, I'll see you in a few days.
Okay. Wait a minute. When are you coming back?
Couple weeks, couple months.
It's on the calendar. All right.
It is. All right.
I got things to do, baby. I got to run. I got
I got
to ram, and I got to jam.
Get
I got
that tool
things
belt.
happening, people to see, places to go. All right.
All right. God bless y'all, and take care. Head on over to yourbiggestbreakthrough.com where you'll find some free resources and information and a place where you can comment, and we would love to dialogue with you there. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.